I think this is an interesting one. I don't know if we've talked about this much, but do you support the idea of men's college beach? What are the biggest challenges? I think maybe we've touched on this, but I feel like for at least the girls, having college is such an advantage. Like, at least say, just for example, because like with COVID, like when there wasn't anything going on, we still had like a full-on season. Like, yes, we don't have the experience play on the AVP or the tour, or like we don't have points, but we at least had all those extra touches. And like, I was thinking about, I talked to my mom about this. She was like, people like you and Zana and Sarah Sponsel, have far less touches than Kelly Clays or Sarah Hughes or these girls that did just beach in college, because we missed out on like all kinds of fall training, and then even during the spring, during season, we half the time we were still playing indoor.
I forgot you guys played indoor.
Yeah, like me and
value to
Zana
indoor,
and
though.
Tori Van Winden, we would go play indoor volleyball on Tuesdays and Thursdays during season, unless it was like a huge game, like Pac-12s or Gulf Shores the next week. Like we had full spring training, so like not that they have like this huge advantage, like no pressure on them, but like they have just more touches than on the beach than we would. So I feel like having college beach volleyball could only help with the transition. It's so hard for guys. I mean, you guys all you did indoor, and then you had to learn how to play beach. So unless you grew up playing beach. So I mean, I personally think it'd be awesome, but I don't know what are I don't really know the challenges. Just not enough money in men's sport, like, or the Title IX stuff. Like,
Title
I don't.
Yeah. I mean, I think Title IX is the biggest barrier. And then right now, I mean, funding. I mean, you looked at colleges are cutting programs like left and right now as it is. So I mean, adding new ones, especially a non-revenue generating sport, is a tough mountain to climb. I remember, so there was another question in there asking like what USA Volleyball can do to win more medals. I think the biggest thing they could do is try to get men's college beach to be a thing, because you look at the effect that the NCAA has had on the women's game. I mean, the U.S. is the best country in the world, and it's not even close on the women's side. Because like, and you mentioned, like you haven't played AVP, but look at the teams you're playing against. I mean, how many times do you play Kristen and Taryn? That's an AVP champion team.
Exactly.
Tina Gradina is an Olympian. You're playing against players who are not only AVP level, but they're Olympic level. And so, and you're getting that over and over and over again. You're getting coaching from Stein Metzger, Jenny Johnson-Jordan, and Jose Loyola. Like, Jose, made Try an Olympian. And he was an Olympian himself, and one of the best players in the world. So you look at what the NCAA is the best thing to ever happen to USA Volleyball.
Oh, yeah.
And so to have that, men's college beach is a thing in NAIA and Division III. And so USA, I think, should be promoting that and doing everything they can to get those programs, because it's free development system for them.
We did the national team development program, we did a little college camp in Huntington Beach this summer, and they picked, I think it was 12 women and 12 men, but it was super interesting because a lot of all the girls that went, it was me and Megan Kraft and Lexi and Taryn and Chris, it was all the girls that were in the ones, twos, or threes for their school, and a lot of the guys, I hadn't even met half the guys before, because they were most of them were just indoor players. I just know so many of the guys that grew up here, say Casey McGarry or Roy McFarland, who I just know them from they went and played indoor at UCSB, but they grew up here and they're rad beach volleyball players. But I don't even know if maybe they were invited, I don't know, but those were the type of guys that I expected to see out there with the guys that have the experience. But a lot of them were these super tall beach or indoor guys. I didn't really see much of the men's practice, but from what I gathered, a lot of them didn't have that much beach experience. So the girls' side made sense, but the guys' side, I feel I don't know if a lot of the guys just said no, or their coaches didn't respond very well, or they just didn't really know who to select. It's tough to select the guys for the college development program when there's no college beach volleyball.
No idea who they are.
Yes, you're taking these awesome, indoor guys, but you don't know how they're going to be on the beach. So I found that super interesting. It's there's so many guys I would expect to see out there that weren't there, but maybe I don't know. It's just such an interesting situation. And I wish wasn't there just a college tournament?
So actually that tournament was held at Stevenson, which is 15 minutes from where I grew up. So Stevenson is a D3 school, in Maryland, and they're like one of the only men's beach programs in the country. And I think it kind of speaks to the level of it that Tim Brewster went, and he was like, anything less than a win would have been like ridiculous. And because he was like, there's no beach players there. And so I think college beach, like for the men, like USA should try to do whatever they can to make that happen at NAIA, D3, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty clear. It's so good for the women, and the women are so good for the tour. Like, I'm stoked that we have the women feeder system, because it's just growing our sport and making it better. But I don't have an answer for how we're going to pull it off. I don't see it being close at all.
Well, because there's men's indoor programs that are being cut or threatened to be cut, and that's crazy to me.
In college, I feel like me and Riley would have been the number one beach team in the country, for sure. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that knew that or thought that.
Yeah.
Like, and if they like picked teams or something, they would have. I don't know who they would have picked.
Right.
Like, would they have picked us?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I just don't know.
And then giving us the opportunity to move up. If could find a way to incentivize these talented beach players who know they want to play beach to not go the full indoor route, that would be the answer. But
it's a hard sell.
Limited options.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a make or break, though. I think there'll be the cream will rise to the top eventually. Anyway, it's just going to take longer for the men, whereas the women are going to come out ready to go pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I hope so, because it would help the sport even more. So.
For sure.
Yeah.
Big time.